Absolutely. Absolutely. Autism.
Absolutely autism.
Hi, welcome to Absolutely Autism. I'm Lisa.
I'm Amy.
And I'm Janelle, and today we're going to talk about technology, the great debate. Should we give it to our children or not?
The iPad, what is it? To iPad or not to iPad? Yes.
That is the question. All right, let's hear your sides. Let's go.
I think we're all in agreement.
Oh yeah, we all agree.
So I think we're maybe putting it out there to other people open to their opinion.
I think our opinion is definitely a biased one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you go.
Yeah, no, you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very, very pro iPad. I honestly believe my son used his iPad to learn how to talk.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, definitely. My son used, not necessarily an iPad, he used a Leap Pad to learn how to talk. It started off as scripting, but then generally evolved into language.
Yeah.
Yep.
And mine actually used my phone when we were out in public to help regulate if he was in a situation.
We still do that.
Yeah, so do we.
Yeah. You know, I can see the other side, the argument that, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say, to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, that too much time in front of a screen can be detrimental.
It can affect social skills and things like that. So I'd see the
downfall to it. It can also create an aversion to wanting to leave the house. Especially like if they're engrossed in whatever they're doing on that device and they don't want to go anywhere because they're stuck on that thing.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to these kind of decisions, once again, it's an individual decision. You know, what might not work for one child may work for the other. We just happen to have 3 children, you know, well, more than 3 that engage well with technology. I don't think we use it to an excess either.
No, I think especially for children on the spectrum, there's a difference between using an iPad just to bide yourself some free time as an adult, as opposed to them using it for more of a needs purpose. A lot of kids on the spectrum do react better to visual stimulation.
We've used it for visual schedules. We had an awesome app that was a then this and then that. So it was a first this, then that. And it came up on the app and it was awesome because you could be like, okay, first we're going to drive in a car and then we're going to go to school. And that was perfect because it was that transportable first and then thing that we could take with you.
Even at a younger age, I find even learning about numbers and colours and the alphabet and things like that, when it's put into, you know, a visual app, and there is lots out there if you look, especially ones that are ASD friendly, it can be a real good way for our children to learn things that we ourselves would struggle to teach them.
I found with my middle child, he wasn't so inclined to use technology. He would like to play with little things and draw and all that kind of stuff. But when he started school, he got frustrated with learning, and we introduced some games on the iPad, and he connected with them. And he doesn't. He will play a game and fail at the game. Not he doesn't get to the high score or whatever, and he'll keep going. Whereas before these games, he'd get frustrated. He would need some space. And he wouldn't cope. But now he's learning to accept that. Yeah,
which that's a type of occupational therapy in a way, dealing with learning how to deal with disappointment and loss and things like that.
And if I can just speak on that for a bit as well, I have found with technology that there are some things that I have had to monitor because they don't deal with the loss very well. No. So you get to a certain stage in the game and the boss is too hard to pass, and then they die and the device gets chucked across the room.
I'm pretty sure that would be most children, like not just in your And, you know, I can speak on someone who has a partner who likes computer games. It happens with neurotypical adults.
So that can be a detriment. They can get fixated.
Yeah.
So I find that my boys tend to fixate on winning a certain thing and passing a certain level, and they can get really, really dysregulated, really, really angry with that device or with whatever it is. So I think a really good thing to have in place when having these devices is maybe a parental app where you can lock it if things are getting too much, because they're sure as heck not going to give it up to you because they want to play it until they win. The Switch is awesome with that. They have actually created an app for the parents that you control how much time that they have on.
I think Apple have that now on their screen time.
They do, and you have to put in a PIN code, and they can request 1 minute more, but they have to do it every minute, and it gets a bit wearing after a while. But there are also third-party apps as well that have that same feature that you can download and control from your phone, so that you don't actually have to go and physically remove that device, because we all know what that's like.
Yeah.
I think even if you're pro technology, one of the important things to put in place early on is rules and restrictions. I know with our son, when he first started with the iPad, we only had educational apps on there. And it's not until recently that he started to become older that we've put more fun games and stuff that aren't always necessarily educational as well. And we've always had some version of limitation of time and place for it. You know, if we're sitting down at the dinner table, all of us, well, that's not an appropriate time to have your iPad. If we go out and everyone's having fun, that's not the right time to have your iPad. And
But in saying that, sometimes it's awesome when you need to go out. If you go out, you have a family dinner at a pub or something like that, and you need that, because I know we would never end up getting to any family functions at all if we didn't have the devices.
So I think every family is and circumstance is individual, but as long as you are somewhat consistent with those.
And familiarise yourself with it as well. Get on your child's device. Go play the games. See what happens. See if there's a chat feature. See if there's whatever in the games, and make your own decision as what fits for your child.
Yeah, definitely. I think too that when you look at the other side of when we are taking technology out to public, don't judge the other parents.
Yeah, please don't judge us for having our children on our devices.
And don't feel like every child that you see that's on a device at a restaurant is just spoiled, or you know, sometimes
There could be a real reason behind why they need it.
I think for kids on the spectrum, and also children with ASD as well, they quite often have a real physical need to move. And the only way for them to regulate that need to move is to be mentally stimulated, which can be a movie or an iPad. So in times where that child needs to be sitting down and needs to be physically calm, the iPad and things like that is a really good tool.
Look, I could take my iPad away from my older son, but he will come up to every single table and say hello to every single table in the restaurant. You know, he would, because he needs that movement. He needs something, and he will probably get naked in the. To be honest,
What would you prefer when you're eating your schnitzel?
That would be incredibly awkward.
look, we've been there before. Dinner and a show. Movie or a show? Which one? You know, like it just.
It's the lesser of two evils, really.
Exactly. And so, there are things. There's so many pros. I would say on both sides, there's pros and cons, but there are ways to manage that. You know, that the child's not getting too much TV, device time, and there's ways to use those devices to your benefit.
And I certainly think we are definitely quite biased about this. We definitely are on the pro choice, but we'd love to hear your view. Like, please tell us. Are you pro device? Are you anti device? Like, it'd be awesome to have the other side.
Yeah, because one thing I've learned as a parent with an ASD kid is that, I'm going to make up my own mind on things, but I also like to hear what other people are doing. I love it because it helps me, I guess, cement an idea or bring a new idea into...
And balance a choice.
Yeah. So debate is great.
Yes, absolutely. And I think also, I know we'll like to share some of our favourite apps that have helped us, but if you have discovered any that we don't put up, we would be interested to hear them too. Any games or apps that you found has helped your child?
Yeah.
Anything new is good. We like new.
All right, well, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow what we do. We love what we do and we want to help you on your journey. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.